What's happening? It's another episode of Spencer Uncensored. I believe this is episode 59. I'm going to have to double check on that one. All right, let me move some screens around. Let's get some shit stirred up, folks. This is, yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have you got a pump up song? I got a couple of them. I just had one blast in my ears before we got on here. I wanted to make sure I was ready to go. Let me make sure I got all my comments ready to go. I can see what you guys have to say over on this side. What's happening, folks? What's happening? It's another Tuesday night. We are here for Spencer Uncensored. And apparently, according to my coach that I had a conversation with last week, I actually have multiple coaches, but the head coach, the guy that was like, that runs the whole thing, said to me, Spencer, if you need permission, you need to stop holding back. And I thought, dang, I don't know. I thought I was pretty raw. I thought I was pretty out there, but apparently that's the energy I give off. I should be a little bit more direct, a little bit more intense. People need that in this world. And so here I am. I am your unshakable coach. So today has been a good day for me. I told you guys on Tuesdays, I usually do a lot of creation type stuff. I'm working on things, right? So today I did not do any work on the book. That I'll do some tomorrow afternoon, but most of the time today was spent on restructuring and repositioning a few things. And that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. Why we're doing that for the Unshakable HQ, those of you that are there. Those that are already coaching with me already have a lot of this stuff, but we got to get this crowd a little bit bigger. And I want to make sure I help everybody understand why I'm here and why I keep getting on a microphone and hollering and getting ridiculous with you. There's a need. There's a super serious need, constant need. I can't tell you the number of agents that keep getting out of the business, agents that are, honestly have some seriously challenging life moments. Some are dealing with them and getting positive responses and coming through in flying colors, and others are crashing and burning. And I want you to be the kind of agent that comes out on the other side of whatever challenge or valley or struggle or fire that you're going through, and come out with a lesson that makes you bigger, better, stronger, so that you could go out and do more. I want you to go out and make more so you can live more. That's what this is all about. So, by the way, I don't usually turn these into Bible lessons, but I seriously thought about putting a tattoo on me about the fourth man. And if you don't know about the fourth man, I don't know what brought it to me. I was doing some reading, studying, and so on. And suddenly in my mind, I remembered the story in the book of Daniel. So if you go back and open up your Bible, in the Old Testament, there's a book called Daniel. And I think most people know about Daniel and the lion's den. And then a few select people would have done enough Bible study to remember the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who got thrown into the fire, right? Because they would not bow, they wouldn't bend, they wouldn't, right? They just, so the Nebuchadnezzar, the king, said, you know what? You guys are so disrespectful, I'm throwing you in the fire. And so he threw all three of these guys in the fire because of their conviction and their faith. And while they were in the fire, they looked in and he said, hey, hold on. Didn't we throw three people in there? Why is there a fourth man in the fire? And sure enough, all four of them walking around loose without anything on them. They called them out. The three came out. The fourth one, who's the fourth? The fourth was like basically it was an angel. And some speculate maybe it was Jesus and so on. But at the end of the day, there was a fourth man in the fire that was there during the moment of fire, during the moment of crucible. And many times I am that fourth man for a lot of people because they're going through rough times, and I get to be that phone call that, hey, I want, what are we going to do? We're going to walk through this fire and get out on the other side. So anyway, I didn't plan to go into that tonight, but I just want you to know I am jacked. Maybe blame it on the Celsius. I don't know. I'm excited because we're going to run through this tonight in the next 15 minutes or so, and then I'm going to go have this. I don't know if you can see that, my little nub. These are These are very power-packed cigars. I'm going to go have that, spend a little time with my wife because I'm about to be gone for like, I think 17 days to do the math. I'll be out in Las Vegas, then we're going to be up in, we're going to head up towards Seattle, then back over towards Pullman, Washington, hang out with my dad in Idaho, and then go back up to Spokane, and then from Spokane go all the way back, which the flight back is ridiculous. We're going to be going from, it's wild, but I use my miles, so I'm just going to have to go with whatever they give me, right? But I'm going from like Spokane to Dallas, up to Chicago, and then back down to Jacksonville. I'm literally crisscrossing across the United States that entire day to get home. But here we are. All right, folks. Let's talk about some exciting stuff I got coming up. We are, some of you know this, about a week ago, maybe a little over a week ago, I put out there, I created a small course called the Practical Planning for Massive Results in 5 days. And so I put it together. Took me a little while to get it all done. So we recorded all the videos, and it's actually the videos, most of the videos are actually straight out of our real estate reset course, which is a 12-week discussion. And I pulled that portion out because it seems to be the most common conversation that I'm having with agents when they're trying to figure out what they want to do, why they want to work with me, or they just, Spencer, I know how to do real estate. What am I supposed to be doing? Where am I supposed to be going with this? How do I do this? Or I can't ever keep going. I just feel, right. And so all those challenges come up. Those are actually solved with practical planning. And so I put it together, and then I sent it out there to the universe. I said, hey guys, if anybody wants this, you can have it for free. Well, like 20 people jumped on top of that, said, I want that. Give it to me. Let me have it. And I was excited about that. But then out of the 20, very few have actually done all the modules. I would venture to tell you that maybe 2 or 3, right? It's 10%, which I don't guess is really a bad number. It is what it is. I mean, they got it for free, so it's not like they had any skin in the game. But the thing is I'm much more interested in making sure that you guys actually do the work. It's what's going to revolutionize your real estate business. And so I've been over here working on this, looking at how do I set this up? Do I charge people for it? That way they have a little skin in the game. What do I do to get people through practical planning, understanding all the big chunks of it, and do the work, do the exercises, and do it in 5 days? We're not talking about a whole weekend, we're not talking about a whole week, or I guess it is a week, but we're not talking about like months of discussion, and it's literally 5 days. And it's not all 5 days. It's just you need the space in between to make sure you process information as you go through it. So anyway, I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And so here's what's here's what's in the horizon for you guys. Those of you that are listening to this. Now, if you're not currently coaching with me, this is probably a good thing for you. If you're currently coaching with me, you already have all this shit and you need to be doing it. Okay. So if you're not, listen in close, because here's what we're going to be doing. Sometime next month, I got to line it up. Over the next week and a half, 2 weeks, I will be putting this together. In the next 2 weeks, or sometime in March, probably mid-March or so, we're gonna roll out what we call an Unshakable Planning Challenge. It's gonna be a challenge. Now, if you're currently working with me, you're welcome to go back through it because it's gonna force you to do it. But you get to go through the challenge with daily videos and conversation with a group. We'll have a Facebook group. We'll have all this stuff. I'm going to give away prizes. We're going to do all kinds of stuff because I have to ethically bribe you to do what's best for you and your business. So we're going to do a challenge. It's going to take 5 days. And through that challenge, you're going to get a lot of stuff along the way. Now, let me tell you who this might be well suited for. Well, let me give you 3 secrets we're going to be talking about in this thing. 3 secrets about the whole practical planning discussion. Secret number 1, traditional business plans are worthless without practical planning. Look, your grandpa's way of doing business planning is an excellent exercise to map out a path. Maybe so. But that's as far as it's going to take you. This is super important because if you're going to get massive success in your real estate business, you'll need more than just a plan. You need a process to see it through. So your traditional business plans, they're worthless without practical planning. Without what we teach you in this, you could just forget it. Matter of fact, I bet most of you have, you've done a little planning, you figured out what you want to do for the business. You maybe even spent like a whole day in a clinic and had a big conversation, and you've got like this giant ass thick piece of paper shit that you haven't done nothing with. The reason why your business isn't going anywhere right now is because you put that piece of paper on a shelf and you haven't figured out how to employ practical planning. That's what I'm bringing to you. Second secret tonight. We're gonna blast through this tonight. The second secret is that no two agents are alike. Some of you guys go through a training program or a class or business planning class or event or whatever, and you're like, this doesn't, I don't see it that way. Has that ever happened to you? Yeah. Thing you understand here is that what you want and how you think about all of this is really going to be unique to you. It means that you got to have a system to plan, prioritize, and proceed in a way that makes sense to the way that you see the playing field. In practical planning, we actually talk about how you view time and how you chunk information. And when you learn those patterns about yourself and you figure out which one you're doing and how to do the opposite perspective and create a new perspective, holy shit, the whole world just opens up to you. And you're like, yes, give this to me. Now I get it. If you've gone stop and go and had an accordion business, this is the solution, because the whole time it's not your fault. Your brain operates a certain way. You just need to understand how it operates so that you can then utilize it and move your business forward. Is this unleashed enough for you guys tonight? Let me check my notes, make sure y'all talking, y'all good. All right. I see you, Dan. Cool. All right. Secret number 3. Success happens in moments. Doesn't seem like a secret, but I think most of us, here's what you need to understand. It doesn't take hours of your week to strategize and build a massive plan. Look, spending too much time just looking at your plan all the time, it'd be like driving your car on a busy freeway and then looking at the GPS for way too long. You know what I'm talking about? Like you're driving like this. What happens if somebody gets in front of you or the road turns, something happens? If you're looking at the GPS the whole time and driving your vehicle, it's not going to work. Practically speaking, we have to keep our eye on the road and make adjustments from moment to moment. All the benefits of the Unshakable Planning can be achieved with only a slither of time each week. We're not talking about hours and hours forever and ever. If you want to get on track, you want to stay on track, you have to understand what we teach you in the practical planning. Now, what you might be thinking, by the way, this must be complicated. It's got to be complicated. Well, listen, the tricky thing is that we have a habit of letting simple things trip us up. Can it really be that valuable, Spencer, if it's not hard or complicated? I think we both know that some of the most powerful things in our life are the simple things. That's why we created this. I'm going to get more and more demonstrative, period. All right. Now, put it on your radar. Tell your friends. If you're in here you're in the Unshakable group here on Facebook, unshakablegroup.com, send your friends, tell your friends. Y'all need to get in on this, folks, because little birdie told me that the challenge itself probably going to be free. Yeah. Anyway, doing everything I can to help you guys out. I know, without a shadow of a doubt, from a coaching perspective, what people are looking, craving for, needing from me, wanting to have in the business. Once you get into the rhythm of practical planning and you understand how to prime yourself to get yourself in a position to actually plan appropriately so you can build a lifestyle and not just a business, Once you understand the process of the whole thing, right? Once you understand how to build an actual price tag for all of it, ugh, I could launch into a whole nother tirade of discussion with people talking about, oh, I want to make $300,000 this year. That's fantastic. What'd you make last year? Well, I made 40. Cool. You're going to go from 40,000 to 300,000. Fantastic. What are you doing with an extra 260? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Get the hell out of here with that shit. You don't know what's going on. Period. Send it to your friends. I'm sure I offended somebody, but I don't give a fuck tonight. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for being here. We're getting on. We're on one right now. We're on one because there's too many people drowning. My hand is out. I'm gonna be that fourth man in the fire with you. Let's go. Y'all have a good night. Spencer here with Spencer Uncensored on episode 59. Deuces.